Hello, I'm Cheryl Golden. I'm your professor for your Newman Studies program course, Bread and Circuses. Happy New Year. I was about to say good morning because it's morning for me right now, but for you, who knows? That's one of the beauties and the curses, I suppose, of an online course. We never know who's checking in and when, right? I'm checking in today in this introductory video to talk to you about your Newman Studies program course, Bread and Circuses. It's a funny name, no doubt. It harkens back to the days of ancient Rome and a writer named Juvenal. Juvenal is a satirist, and we'll talk a little bit more about satire as an art form in this class, but he complained, Juvenal did, that the citizens of Rome in his day, and this is the late 1st century AD, these great citizens of Rome who once commanded armies, who elected their leaders, decided difficult political issues, these people just no longer did so. They no longer paid attention to political developments. They avoided the critical thinking and decision-making necessary to guide their own state. Instead, Juvenal says, they were satisfied to be distracted by entertainments. In their day, that was chariot races, the theater, gladiator games. So he says that they gave up all of this attention to detail, to be distracted by sort of what he thought was mindless entertainment. We will examine his idea to be sure, but we'll also turn that idea upside down. How do things like gladiator games help us to understand who the Romans were? What role does theater play in any community, right? What are aspects of city life like baseball stadiums, walking paths, bike paths, sculpture gardens, veterans memorial parks? How do these help us to think about a city? What is the connection between the history of such cities as Athens, Rome, London, New York, and even Wichita? The history of those cities plus the history of their connection to public spaces, to public celebrations, city-sponsored professional sports, and city-sponsored arts. What are the connections? Can you define a city and a community's identity by the sorts of activities that the city supports? This is the aim of Bread and Circuses. As a creative spirit course, we will examine the connections between the city and the history of that city and its art forms. From parks and museums to memorials and theaters, city art is all around us. So come along, let's get going into our Canvas course.